Oh my goodness, good evening, good afternoon, or good morning, whatever case it might be if you're working first, second, or third shift, or retired. My name is Jamie Blank, and I'm your host for tonight for the Defiance of Bud Widmer famous Rube Band. Oh my goodness. These guys are amazing. If you've never heard them before, we've got retired music teachers. We've got teachers that are still living. We even have some teachers out here in the crowd. Look at that. And we also have people that just love to play their instruments for you. So that's what we're all about. I would like to first welcome you from the DCCC. Without them, we couldn't do that. What do those letters stand for? To my left, to your right. Wave, Peg. There she is. Peg McDonald, our director over there of the DCCC, the Defiance Community Cultural Council, as the sponsor of our program this year, as in the past, for Music in the Parks. And we're in a park, and they sponsor this event, and we have been so honored to be a part of that program. This is the end of the series for the summer, but they do have a lot of other live music and some things going on this year. So please feel free, before you leave, go see Peg. She's got some brochures and all this free stuff for you, and even a movie coming up down at their studios at DCTV, and one of my favorite. I think it was 1958, wasn't it, Mark? Father Goose with Cary Grant and Leslie Perrone. And the giant widescreen. Actually, my father-in-law, his nickname was Father Goose because of this movie. And we thank you, Susie, for that. So if you want to see a really neat thing in digital reproduction, it's really cool. Well, I think we're all here to have some fun, and we know you are too, or else you would have had us back. So, ladies and gentlemen, our first song. Thanks, Darcy. We'll get you later. I knew we couldn't all end on the same note. Ladies and gentlemen, again, my name is Jamie Blank, and we are so glad that you are here for the Bud Widmer Band. We celebrate love, fun, laughter, and a lot of music. Ain't life grand? What do you think? Yeah. Well, our next song, March Gloria by Frank Losey, was written in the early 1900s. Losey was an instrumentalist, and he wrote music for the Edison phonograph, as a matter of fact. He arranged music for Henry Ford's orchestra in Detroit, and it was a very exciting time in the United States, with the beginning of cars and phones and the recording of music. It certainly has changed the way we live and communicate. Ladies and gentlemen, our next song is called March Gloria. Do we have anybody from Bryan, Ohio here that were at our concert last night down on the square? Hey, look at there. They took us up on the free ice cream offer. Hey, cool. Excellent. Glad to have you here as well. We told some jokes last night. Guess what? They're the same ones I'm going to tell you right now. Sorry. So, a little trivia, a little bit of fun. Let's see who can answer this first one. Knock, knock. I own a new car. We're talking about, Detroit, Edison, that song, 1900s. Okay. All right. Knock, knock. Cargo. Your car will go better if you fill it with gas the first time. Car jokes, get it? Okay, that's a hint. All right. Last time. Knock, knock. Carl. Carl gets you faster than a bicycle. Okay. Well, 81 overbound is like a lead balloon over in Bryan, too. Anyway, it was beautiful downtown Bryan on the square. And they have some great music in their community band that plays all summer. Their series is also ended as we finish that up. Why are we always finishing a series? Because after it, nobody wants to play. Maybe that's it. Maybe not. Okay. Well, the Pittsburgh Symphony Orchestra clarinetist Frank Pinello wrote the next march, and it's called On the Square. It was in the early 1900s, and it could have been written for the Army Band or for the Westinghouse Band, as Pinello was both the director for both the bands. Ladies and gentlemen, here we are at the UAW Park with a song On the Square. That was wonderful. Hey, I need a volunteer. Who would like to volunteer? Come on up for a second. There she is, Erica Klein. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give her some encouragement. Come on up, Erica. Erica is one of our best volunteers at the Senior Center for lunch. Erica comes up and does a wonderful job. How are you tonight? Are you good?
Yes.
All right, very good. I got a question for you. Let's see now. Hang on. I'm going to make sure I get this right. Erica, can you tell me what this is? What is it?
Yo.
A yo-yo? You're right. Now, can you make that yo-yo work?
Yes.
All right, I can't wait till we see this, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to give you the history of the yo-yo. Did you know that it was in 1928 that the yo-yo was invented and brought by Duncan Company? The Duncan yo-yo. And so, we'll just see if you can give it a shot. That's all right. If you don't, I can't figure out how to make it work anymore. But anyway, the yo-yo itself appeared the same time Mickey Mouse appeared on Steamboat Willie. Did you know that?
Mm-mm.
It's true. Anybody out there from 1928? Mark, what were you doing in 1928?
Taking a bath.
Taking a bath. Okay. I was learning how to walk. We'll see how that is. Well, anyway. We do have a lot of fun, and we thank you so much for coming up here and trying the yo-yo. Just one more time. Just zap it. Watch it. Oh, here he goes, ladies and gentlemen. Yay! All right. Thank you, Erica. You did well. You can take that back there. I'll wrestle you for it later. All right, here we go. Well, tonight, ladies and gentlemen, for some reason, they don't like my singing. So we brought in a truly professional singer to be with the band tonight, and her name is Darcy Van Vlera. She's a graduate of Ohio Northern University and a graduate of the Westminster Choir College of Princeton. Ooh, yeah, baby. Well, that's great. Well, Darcy is also a music teacher. She teaches vocal music at Van Buren School, and I would like to welcome Darcy. Please come forward. Some of you might know her mom and dad. How's mom and dad doing? Come on over, Darcy. Where are they?
They're right there.
They are. Stand up, Doc Van Valera. There he is. Oh, he's not going to stand up, will he? All right. Well, how's mom? Look at her. She's smiling again.
She's good. She's good.
All right, very good. Well, you know, my mom and dad came to everything I ever did. And they came just to embarrass me. At least your parents are going to do that for you tonight. Well, she's going to sing for us, ladies and gentlemen. But I want you to know it's actually a song that Louis Armstrong popularized. It's a jam tune from 1929. Don't go away. Come back here. It was written by Larry Shea, Mark Fisher, and in the 60s, even Andy Williams released his version on the album of Days of Wine and Roses. That's not the song, okay? But it's a jam tune for us. It's a brand new one. We hope that it will keep you smiling. Hint, hint. Here you go.
Oh, thank you.
All righty. Jesse Babler, everybody. Our trumpet solo is for you right there, Mr. Tom Jenny. Tom. Hey, I've got a question for you, a little trivia here. What piece of music does Louis Armstrong, Fats Domino, Judy Garland, Elvis Presley, Bing Crosby, Jerry Lee Lewis, John Rutter, Etta Jones, and Woody Guthrie have in common, along with the fight song of the Concordia College University? Why, it's the Saints, and we're about to perform it for you. Got another joke for you. This is a Christmas joke. Remember this one for your grandkids next Christmas time. What does Santa Claus and a flag have in common? Santa Claus and a flag have in common? They both hang out at a pole. Hey, how did our founding fathers decide on our country's flag? Well, I guess they took a flagpole. Okay, what do you call a berry that plays a trumpet? A tutti frutti. Well, there are many men who wrote many great marches, and I'm not one of them. His name was Robert Brown Hall. Somebody wrote some many great jokes, and I'm not one of them. Very well. Well, Mr. Hall was born and lived in Maine his entire life, and he was a trumpet player as well. Ladies and gentlemen, the Bud Widmer Rube Band is proud to present the new Colonial March. That's okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know these guys have really are accomplished musicians, and we never practice together. We do not have rehearsals. We practice on our own. We come together, and what you hear is what you get. Well, last night we had a rehearsal for you. Again, we played this whole show in Bryan. You think we can end on the same note? Well, there's two. I'm not pointing anybody out. That's okay. That's all right. I can't play an instrument to save my life, let alone what these guys have to go through. So we truly appreciate that. Hey, what am I holding here? What are these things? Any idea? Anybody been to New Orleans by any chance? Oh, they got beads. They got beads in New Orleans. Let me get ready here. This one is a very special bead. It actually came from New Orleans, and our assistant band director, Connie Warnicke, did not have to do anything to get the beads, she said. But we'll stick with that story, Connie. There are a lot of family-friendly parades that do take place during Mardi Gras, and that's where these beads have come from. And we'll talk about more about the true fun that the Bud Widmer Band has with New Orleans and the jazz instruments. Well, our next song is from New Orleans. It's there on a street downriver from Canal Street, which forms the northern border of the French Quarter. And it's called South Rampart. Now, known for its parades, especially the Mardi Gras parades, this song was written by Ray Baldu. He must be a Frenchman or a Cajun from down there. The name of the song is South Rampart Street Parade. This band has been around since 1934. Bud Widmer founded it at that time. His son, Marv Widmer, played in our band until last year when he passed away. He was 92 years old and played on our bass drum, and we truly appreciate that effort. And these people have been here a long, long time, much longer than I, and I'm just honored to be able to hang around with them. Back in the day when they were adding new songs, each of the songbooks had a number in what to play so they knew what to do. Well, they wanted to move this new song in between 13 and 14. So it has become one of our big hits, and it's called 13 and a half. Now listen to the words carefully, because I think you'll enjoy it, because Tamara's going to sing with us. Yeah, right. I'm sorry. We'll see. Go on.
On the farm, they all ask for you. The cows ask, the chickens ask, the horses ask for two.
Hey, thanks, Tamara. Great job. You had to listen carefully, because they ask for you. Remember that, all right? Especially the horses. Hey, how many of you been to Disneyland in California? Oh, not too many. We got a couple back here in the band out there. Great. All right, here's the one. How many been to Disney World in Florida? Oh, look at all the grandkids here, everybody else. Isn't that great? What a lot of fun. And Walt Disney really went out on a limb when he first put together the Disney World. It was at the New York World Fair in 1964 or 65 that he had a special ride that was designed, and then he put in both of his world and also in his land. And the ride features and animatronics. His name was Abraham Lincoln. Remember, that was a really big deal back in the 60s. This animatronic figure that actually moved and talked at the same time. Well, with today's is CG and digital and all the neat things that it can do, that was really something, if you can imagine, back then. But what was the song that went along with this boat ride? If you had to wait 3 or 4 hours in line and you heard the song over and over and over in your brain, it took at least a month or two to get it out. Well, we want to bring back that bad memory. I'm sorry. No, we want you to enjoy the song that was written by the people who wrote Mary Poppins. Did you know that? It's true, the same composers. You know what I'm talking about? It's a sing-along that we want you to enjoy. We might even let Darcy sing. It's up to her. Would you like to sing this song too? You do have your own microphone. So, okay, she's welcome to do that. Ladies and gentlemen, It's a Small World. Very good. Yeah, do you remember that? We'd like to thank the German version from Dr. Morbius. Thank you very much for helping us out there. It was an international #1 hit. Wow, that's great. Hey, anybody like polkas? You like the polka? Oh, we had a lot of German heritage in my life, and Mom and Grandma and everybody. We used to do the Polka Fest in Hamler. Hey, was that just come up? That was just over, wasn't it? Didn't get a chance to go to it. Anybody went to the Hamler Fest? Yeah, all right, that's so good. We need you, if you were in the Hamler Fest, to stand up and come on up front here. Oh, you didn't think you'd have to do that. Come on, it won't take long. Really, I won't hurt you. Come on up, it won't hurt. Come.
All the teachers from Defiance, I need you to come, that I coach, and anybody else, come on up. We need We need lots of volunteers. Donna, I see you there. Come on down. I see a whole bunch of my friends from St. John Lutheran over here. Come on down.
You won't be our friend anymore. Come on. We do need you. Just a couple up here. What's your name, sir?
John Brown.
John, thank you so much for being here. Great. Alton, how are you? Boy, I haven't seen you for a while.
I'm Alton Myers.
Are you having fun? Oh, that's good. And you, ma'am?
Joan Sailor.
Very good, Joan. Glad to have you. We got a couple more. Oh, look, Darcy's mom's coming. Come on. This will be great. Susie, can you make it? I know you're in a walker. She can't. Are you sure? Come on up and tell me that, Erica. Come here. I need you again. Come on up here. Anybody else?
I think all the rest of the people from Hamler are still in jail.
That is more true than you realize. Oh, that's so great. Okay, there's Steph and Shirley. Are you over there? Last call, come on. Now, you do know what's going to happen, all of you that are sitting out here. Oh, it could be worse. Here you go. All right. All right, everybody behind Connie. Come on, here, Connie. Here's a microphone. Tell them what we're going to do.
Okay, back in the 70s and 80s, when we went to Hamler Fest, we always did the Wabash Cannonball, and we made a train. Anybody did that back in the day? Oh, not many of you. Well, so that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to play the Wabash Cannonball and make a train. Hey, Mrs. McGee, come on down. Yes.
All right, are you ready? Now, folks that are sitting down, we're going to pick you up out of the crowd as the train goes by. All right, and you have to join like in the bunny hop line, but you don't have to hop and you don't have to be a bunny. Just grab onto the person in front of you and you'll be good. This song was actually made popular by the Carter family and later by Johnny Cash. It became a popular tune. It was loved by many. The Indiana State University, Purdue also were very close to the Wabash River. And that's where it become their theme song. Many college bands also use a song, so we want you to join the train. Train is almost over. You gotta get back up front here. Hurry. Don't leave her hanging, Lonnie. Play it again. Play it again, quick. Bring him home. You know, ladies and gentlemen, we played music from Henry Fillmore. He's originally from Cincinnati, Ohio. He was a very prolific composer, and every community band in America would be hard-pressed to play a concert without using one of Henry Fillmore's pieces. So we played several over the years, but we've got another one that's really neat because Bud Widmer was a trombone player. And today, every one of our directors since Bud Widmer have been a trombone player. Lonnie Warnicke is our director, of course, with Connie as his assistant. We really know who's the boss there, don't we? But anyway, who else would get somebody to a train line? Anyway, I want you to know the trombones were very, very important to Henry Fillmore and also to our trombone section we like to feature. Ladies and gentlemen, Henry Fillmore's Shoutin' Liza Trombone. Wow, isn't that amazing? These guys are really great. It's come to that part of the band where we would like to introduce ourselves to you. That'll work. And so, band members, as I say your name, we'd like you to please stand up. But I want you to know some of these band members were in Wapakoneta, Ohio in 1969 when Neil Armstrong came back from the moon for his hometown parade. Hey, you know, back in the 50s, the Bud Widmer Rube Band did go to New Orleans, and we played in a few Mardi Gras parades. and probably drank a few on Bourbon Street, but we don't know that for a fact. It's not on the sheet of paper here. But it was a very special place in our heart with all the jazz music for the Rube Band members. So we need you to close your eyes. Imagine you're down in New Orleans at one of the 90 or more parades, including Mardi Gras season, and you'll see the Marine Band of New Orleans coming down the street, and you'll hear their theme song now. It's on the Bourbon Street Parade. Darcy Van Vlier, everybody. As a professional, not singing with the monitor, never practicing with the band, and still able to belt that out. Fantastic. You did fine, Darcy. Excellent. You know, we've had a lot of fun here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, and we do want to get serious for just a moment as we present our last couple songs. I think you might have seen it on the Toledo television stations or in tonight's Crescent News, as a matter of fact. A gentleman named Brandon Kreischer was killed in action in Afghanistan at the early part of this week. He went to Bryan High School. He lived in Stryker, and he was working with the Defiance Sheriff's Department. According to their website, when he was killed, he was training when he was deployed only 3 weeks ago. He's 20 years old, and he and his wife were about to have their first baby. So tonight, in a very sad situation, we'd like to dedicate our salute to the service song. So as your song is played, whether it be the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, or the Coast Guard, we ask you to please stand so we can honor you and also honor our Army Airborne Private First Class, Brandon Kreischer. The United States Marine Corps. sons go marching along. The United States Army. The U.S. Coast Guard. The Flyboys, the United States Air Force. The United States Navy, if you're not standing, why aren't you? Thank you all for your service. And one further note, our governor, Mike DeWine, has ordered that flags in parts of Ohio be lowered to half-staff in honor of Kreischer. Republican governor had said on Wednesday all the flags in Williams County, as well as around the Ohio State House, will all be flown at half-mast until the end of his funeral. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you, Mike DeWine. Well, folks, you know, we're kind of a patriotic group here. And because of you, our veterans, we live in a freedom with great, great freedoms. And we know that freedom is not free. And we thank you for your service. So our next song and our final one for this evening is probably one of the greatest songs ever written by John Philip Sousa. Sing along if you happen to know it, or clap, whatever you like. Thank you all very, very much for coming to the 2019 Ice Cream Social of the Defiance Senior Center. In the meantime, I'd like to say a special thanks to John Adkins for our sound tonight. DCTV 5, WNHO, and Ken, channel 2619 on your digital tuner. The Defiance Senior Center and all of their sponsors are Dairy, homemade ice cream ingredients, Defiance Senior Center auxiliary members and staff and volunteers that made all of that ice cream. Jacob's Meats, as well as the DCCC Music in a Park series with Peg McDonald.